talked about Holman off the outset. Brenna Burke, keep an eye on her. Grew up near Little Rock, only about 60 miles away. She's a hard-nosed, self-made type of player. And Destiny Salgado providing the size inside, as we talked about, the Iona College transfer. It's going to stay right here with the Trojans, the baseline out-of-bounds play.
You're going to see that ball, just like that possession is what the Trojans do, Chad. Side to side. Using that clock.
Salgado tried to scoop it up underneath Beers, but came up empty. Sooners starting 5. We talked about him. There's Chavez with their first bucket. Sahara Williams just having a great junior season. Her scoring is up 4 points per game. Rebounding is up about 6 per game. And Zaya Van also working so well out there with Aaliyah Chavez.
Chad, that was 4 seconds from rebound to shot.
And we'll see possessions even quicker than that. Rebound by Salgado. Missed it. Gets another retrieval. Power dribble. Tried to feed it on the baseline down there to Payne, but it's out of bounds. It'll stay right here. So a couple of offensive rebounds for Destiny Salgado.
Destiny Salgado, Chad, 6'2" forward that plays active now. She's going to be on the glass, gets about 1.5 offensive rebounds per game. You're going to see her in that paint mixing it up.
As Coach Steve Wiedower told us, the physical part is no problem for Destiny Salgado. Williams got a hand in there to poke it away. And stolen by Zaya Van. One-on-one, she attacks Brenna Burke. The step through and the score.
That's that 4-second fast break again. And Zaya Van with a one-woman fast break made it look easy.
Little Rock surprisingly going straight to the basket unsuccessfully. Reagan Beers claims the rebound. Inside, Verhulst shovels it up and in. 7-0 Sooner start.
These Sooners share the basketball so well, Chad. That is a calling card of Jenny Baranchek coach teams. And that time, I love it when Peyton Verhulst goes right hand, right foot. The goofy foot layup throws the timing of the shot blocker off.
Little Rock going to try to control the pace of this one, but so tough to do. So far, it's the Hare out in front by about a quarter mile. Off the screen comes Burke. Late shot clock. Williams knocks that one down. Salgado, beg your pardon, knocks that one down.
That is a great possession if you're a Little Rock Trojan, Chad. Use some clock, side to side, score at the end.
The Reagan Beers is headed back to the free throw line as Salgado crunched her pretty good.
Zaya Van with her fingerprints all over this game earlier. Doing what she does where she gets almost 2.5 steals per game. That was like a walk in the park right there with a little, wouldn't quite be the Euro, but maybe a Canadian two-step. I don't know what it was.
I like that idea.
Give her an assist right there as well. Led to that goofy foot lay-in, right hand, right foot. I love it when great players go in and do that because the shot blocker is thinking you're going to go right, left, and vault, and you go right off that right foot and just throws all their timing off.
Reagan Beers has been to the foul line already a couple of times in Oklahoma. A 9-2 beginning against Little Rock. Just a little over 2 minutes in. Dribble handoff sequence there, and we've got an offensive foul that's going to be called against Elena Payne. Jenny Baranchek, we talked with her about where her team is. Said it feels like the bench development has been very good. Individually, they have bounced back when they've had a tough performance and really likes the way that this team attacks practice.
Well, I mean, they've got a group, Chad. They kind of, the pieces fit is one of the things. We talked earlier about Zaya Van. Her fingerprints are all over this game on the offensive, defensive, assisting. She is stuffing that stat sheet early.
Sooners already a 10-point lead. Less than 3 minutes in. Lost on the way up there by Koto. And some quick substitutions for the Sooners. Finding Kaya Smith coming into the game. So we've got Keziah Lofton and Brooklyn Stewart. And Chavez, Williams, and Beers will get a brief.
You're talking instant energy. You bring this group in, Chad. This is the defensive group that creates offense with that defense. With right here, creating offense with their defense.
Already a traveling violation with this group in the game, and Jenny Baranchek has been really happy with the way that this bench has performed. And Keziah Lofton in the clear, but we've got an offensive foul called against Stewart.
Yeah,
says she set an illegal screen underneath.
Yeah, that's kind of like when you got an illegal lineman downfield blocking. She was blocking right there, just running a little interference right there for Keziah.
She was just standing there, wasn't she?
Hey, if you ask her.
Yeah. Trojans in the half court. Elena Payne. Here's Salgado down in the post. Shot clock is under 10. Trojans don't mind that.
Not at all, Chad.
Corner three, ripped by Koto, knocking that one down. Her 7th made 3 of the year.
Koto is capable, Chad. She can step out there and do that. 6.5 points for that Murray State transfer.
And Zion Van fouled on her way up. Second season as head coach at Little Rock for Steve Weedor. He was on staff under Joe Foley for 15 seasons. He's been around really for 20 years. He has some Oklahoma ties. He played some college basketball for the legendary Abe Lemons at Oklahoma City University and Arkansas State as well. And said he's just thrilled to be a part of this. He's got a Little Rock staff that we will get to, but it's a real family feel with this Trojans program. And Zion Van able to connect there. First Little Rock substitution finds Blessing Teamer in the game. She's a double transfer from Iowa Western Community College and then last season Paris Junior College down in Texas.
Sooners love to do this, Chad, picking up full, especially when they bring in Keziah Lofton, Kaya Smith, Brooklyn Stewart. That's just instant energy. They pick you up full court and try to speed you up.
How about 7 early points for Zion Van in this one?
Oh, she's dialed in. You can see it from the first couple of possessions, and she has not let up.
On the back cut, the lay-in falls for Koto.
Koto with 5 quick points right there. That's what you do, Chad. You don't fight pressure, you back cut. And that is a great job by Koto.
Put it on the deck, Keziah Lofton. Stewart gets tripped up on her way to the rim and a foul call underneath. 2 free throws coming for Brooklyn Stewart.
Chad, this is a great possession right here by the Trojans. And again, like I said, you don't fight pressure. All right, you cut. You cut backdoor, you threaten the rim, and that will loosen that defense up when they're out open playing at the 9, like the Sooners are with this instant defensive group that comes in the game.
You see substitution is Ashley Lester, the junior from Athens, Georgia. And Brooklyn Stewart lines up a pair. Oklahoma getting to the foul line already tonight. These will be free throws 7 and 8 for Jenny Baranchek's team. Very good foul shooting club, 72%.
Now, Brooklyn Stewart has a great touch. She was 4 for 4 from the foul line the last time we saw her against Maryland Eastern Shore, Chad. And tell you what, those barely touched the rim.
15-7 Sooners, 4 minutes into this one. And a steal through the passing lane. Kaya Smith breezing ahead for 2.
She is so athletic, Kaya Smith, getting out and overplaying in those passing lanes, playing with so much confidence. Again, you just see her game growing every single time she laces them up.
Kaya Smith had 12 points against Maryland Eastern Shores, made 3 threes. She was perfect. But it's been the defense has been her calling card so far in her freshman journey. Out top 3 on the way by Koto. And that's a couple for Koto now.
Maya Koto playing with some serious confidence right now, Chad. 8 quick points.
Lofton attacks the other way. The step through. Stewart couldn't quite grab it. But Zion Van has just got a nose for the basket tonight. She's already got 9 points.
She really does. Zion Van said, guess what? I got you. I'll pick up the loose change and continue this first quarter that I am cooking on right now.
I know where the bottom of the net is.
She can find the bottom of that rim of the net tonight.
9-point Oklahoma lead. Holman trying to attack. Sooners stay in front of her, but she's able to spin it and score it for the Trojans.
Big time move by the lefty right there.
Off the make, Lofton fouled. 2 more free throws as Holman fouled her. Sooner free throws coming up. Already, this will be 9 to 10 free throws for Oklahoma.
Chad, we talk about DCO, right? Defense creating offense. And that time, Kaya Smith out in the passing lanes, turning that defense into instant offense. And then Maya Koto dialing one up from downtown right there. Nothing but the bottom. Splash. Lord, she dialed one up from downtown. She is doing everything right now. And you know what? Just for good measure, she got an offensive rebound where she gets 1.5 of those a game as well. Had 4 offensive rebounds when they played UCLA, though, out in California. So Zai can do it all. And she showed, and it's so funny because, you know, with all the star power that the Sooners have, again, I remember us talking to Jenny, and she said, you know who kind of is the catalyst for us? She mentioned Zion Van.
Said she's picking people apart these days. Willingness to score, but is crafty and shifty, and she's talking more. She's just gained confidence. It's all about second season going through this at this level, and you can see The Zion fans really come out for Shell as a sophomore here in Norman.
Just growing. Her game is growing. She's so talented. But this is something that, because I was just gonna say I didn't want to say it prior to her release.
Were you trying to give the announcers jinx?
I caught myself in mid-sentence, but we'll wait till this one.
Not a problem.
2 for 2, Chad. She was 7 for 14 when she stepped up to the line as a 50% foul shooter. Shot those with a lot of confidence and found nothing but the bottom of the net.
Chavez back in there. Beatrice Culleton for the first time. And we see Emma Tolan, one of the other Sooner freshmen, and Sahara Williams also out there. It's a new 5 for Jenny Baranchak.
Really active. I mean, just if you see Kaya Smith guarding the ball, she is long and rangy. I would not want her guarding me.
That 3 hits the back of the rim for Ashley Lester a couple of times. And out of bounds headed to the Sooners, as they say it was touched by Teamer. There's Emma Tolan, the native of Ireland, who's had some really good moments. Been solid. That's a word that has been used by Jenny Baranchak and the staff to describe what this freshman has done. They're headed over to the monitor. Jenna Cross and Billy Smith, Katie Lukanich, the referees tonight.
The out-of-bounds review is for, Little Rock appealed the out-of-bounds review. The call on the floor is Oklahoma ball.
Had a challenge. I was wondering.
So that's Katie Lukanich telling us you do get a challenge. If it's successful, you get to keep the challenge and your timeout, and you will be allowed one more challenge at some point, but that's it. You only get 2 no matter if you win them both. Let's look again, Poop.
I think it did go out on Emma. The appeal.
So the appeal made courtside.
I'm gonna jump out here on a limb and say that ball is out on Emma Tolan, and it will be the Trojans basketball.
I would say that if it's only that angle, it's going to be a little challenging to make a complete judgment.
But I will also say I've missed a lot of calls in my years of coaching and doing some bad officiating when I was doing that. So don't trust my eye.
Gives the coaches a chance to kind of go over a couple of things. Jenny Baranchak in the middle of the huddle there. It's such a still young team. The starting 5, they're experienced. Everybody else is pretty new to this Sooner roster, so it's constant coaching. Got to remember what the original call was, and that was out of bounds off of Little Rock and Oklahoma basketball. Have you seen conclusive evidence to change it?
You know what? It hit Emma's hand, and I wasn't sure if it hit. I think that was Blessing Teamer. You couldn't see from that angle if it hit her foot on the way out of bounds, though. That's the thing. Could not see that. I did see it hit Emma's hand. We will see. Here we go.
After review, the out-of-bounds play is going to be overturned. It's going to be Little Rock basketball on the baseline with 20 on the shot clock.
I missed a lot of calls. We got that one right, Chad.
Nailed that one, partner. So you get to keep yours as well. You can use that again later.
Appeal.
That's right.
Keep my appeal.
9-point lead for Oklahoma. Largest has been 10 to this point. That's a 2. Just inside the line this time is Cotto, who's hit 2 threes already. Saved back to Cotto. Teamer circles. Cotto slashing in creates the opportunity, but McVeigh misses that one. Ahead comes Sahara Williams. Nia Smith flipping it in. Culleton, the dump down. And back the other way. Sooners turn it over for the second time.
I was just going to brag on the interior passing, Chad. Then it got a little loose with it at the end.
Little Rock, this motion offense. We'll get into more the specifics of what motion offense is. Don't necessarily see it all the time, or very much. But it's a late shot clock situation. Jordan Holman has to hoist. And Beatrice Culleton claims it for Oklahoma.
Great job by the Sooners on that defensive possession.
Long pass. What a great catch that was by Williams. And Smith, friendly roll on the 3. hit the side of the rim and said, yeah, okay, I know where I'm going.
Kaya hit. She has made her last 4 3-point attempts, Chad. She had one made three going into that game against Maryland Eastern Shore, and she is playing again with so much confidence.
The bucket looks as big as the Lloyd Noble Center for her these days.
I'm telling you right now, that was a I'm living right shot right there.
12-point lead, the largest for the Sooners. McVeigh needs some help. Shot clock's at 4. This is Lester, and a foul on the rebound. And Little Rock's over the limit, so some free throws coming here for the Sooners.
Kaya Smith right here, Chad. This one, let me tell you right, when that one hits short, bounces straight up and falls. I mean, fell in clean too, by the way. That shot tells me that Kaya Smith is living right, Chad.
No doubt. That was on the short side. It was on the bottom side of the rim. And somehow.
Shooting in your backyard type shots right there. That's when you know all the soft spots right there.
Kaya Smith to the foul line short with that one. She's got 5 points. That's her first miss from anywhere so far.
Just brings such a jolt of energy to the Sooners, especially on that defensive end.
And when she is out of foul trouble, as Jenny Baranczyk has said, just go. Don't let the fouls get in the way of doing what you do.
No, that's her strength. Her strength is playing with energy and being aggressive on the defensive end.
Tough shot flipped up by Holman. And a foul on the rebound going to be against Oklahoma. They get Zia Van for that one. Foul number 2 against the Sooners, so it'll be a baseline out of bounds play here for Little Rock.
I think they're going to give Taylor Coxford.
Oh, they call that on the shot.
Yeah, she tried to tip it in initially.
So Coxford spins that one out. Spent one season at the University of British Columbia, then last season had a redshirt year at Cal Baptist. These are only free throw attempts, 4 and 5 on the year for her. She's able to knock down one. Chavez triggers out of the corner. No.
Great box out right there by Coxford.
Chavez having a really good year shooting the 3, though she's 6th in the SEC in 3-point percentage coming into the night. That's blocked by Smith. And Chavez out of the pack, racing the other way. Taking on all comers, splits defenders, score the bucket, and a foul for Chavez.
That was a big time one-player fast break by Aaliyah Chavez. And again, Sooners taking defense. Great job by Kaya Smith. Aaliyah runs that down, and she's just going to challenge this. You don't backpedal. When you play the Sooners, you do not backpedal in transition. And this is just a big-time finish that found nothing but the bottom of the net.
I mean, that was a straight-line drive from 75 feet away, Pooh, essentially. She knew what she was going to do with it.
A strong move right there. And she does this a lot. She may not get this steal, but she gets the deflection that caused the steal.
She should get a steal for that.
All right, we're going to talk to the stat person.
Yeah, we want a recount or reevaluation on what that is. Wide open look. Verhulst off the mark. And Smith down low to Beers. Over the left shoulder, off the window, and 2 more for the All-American Reagan Beers.
This is just so fun to watch. When you watch these Sooners play, Chad, and we talked about
it on those great Indiana teams and elsewhere, but that's what Little Rock wants, motion. What are the core principles?
You're going to have ball movement. You're going to have body movement. There's a lot of screening. And the Trojans, Chad, they've kind of tweaked it where Coach Knight did not have ball screens or dribble handoffs for the most part. Coach Wiedor has added and incorporated some ball screens, and he loves these dribble handoffs, but you're going to see that ball go side to side, ball movement, player movement, and they try to just wear the defense out. That time, give the Trojans credit. They won that possession with their motion.
First bucket for Lydia Belmonte Hurtado. Beers could not get that to fall. There's another steal for Smith. Nice little jab step, but her shot sent away by Naomi Smitherman.
I love Kaya Smith is just playing so well right now, Chad. And there's a reason her minutes are going up, too, these last 3 to 4 games. She just brings a different element to this Sooner group.
Shot clock is at 8. Game clock is off. 3 ball. Kaya Smith has made 5 in her last 2 games.
Chad, if you've made 5 in a row, there was no hesitation. And obviously, end of the clock, end of the period, she had to shoot it. But if you're shooting like her, just make them. Sooners with the DCO, defense creating offense. Zaya Van playing unbelievable. Kaya Smith playing out of her mind right now. And Sooners shooting at a huge bucket, up 17 at the end of one.
The first period, what the sophomore Zaya Van and the freshman Kaya Smith were able to do, Pooh.
Chad, I mean, you said something in the open. The Trojans give up 60 points per game as they missed the but the Sooners have 32 after the first period. I mean, that is how high-powered and high-octane this offense is for OU.
Chavez got a piece of that shot by Holman, and they say off of Chavez on the block.
Chad, I wanted to kind of jump in and piggyback something. And with Jenny's teams, after seeing them now the last 4 years, it's just a fun style. I mean, people want to play, and you see why. They have a good time. They play hard on both ends. They share the basketball. They play multiple. I mean, they have deep benches year in and year out. I mean, what can you not say? What makes you not want to play and be a Sooner? Heck, I want to play. I don't have any eligibility left.
Hop on out there.
I don't
you
think
got your tennis shoes on.
I don't think they want me out there, Chad. These ladies are really, really good. My game is outdated, let's just say.
Have a clarification over at the scorer's table and we're on the opposite side of the floor, not getting exactly what Billy Smith is explaining over there at the scorer's table. Maybe it's a shot clock situation.
Yeah, they just took it from 26 down to 16. But
Little Rock says doesn't matter. We're going to take it quickly anyway. Oklahoma back the other way. When's the last time I said late shot clock with Oklahoma in possession of the ball?
I'm not gonna have to think that far back, Chad, because I mean, I can't tell you when that was. You didn't have to say it again either in this possession.
7 now for Chavez.
Again, inside, outside, threes, floaters, transition, leads the team in assists. She does it all. Really, really good young freshman player.
Shot clock down to 7 for Cotto. Baseline drive, but she's cut off and loses it. That is 8 Little Rock turnovers. Chavez, head up, shot up, and shot in.
She is cooking right now. And think about it. It's just like when you have really good players, Chad, it was Zaya Van in the first quarter. It's right now Aaliyah Chavez. I mean, it can be any one of 6, 7. I mean, it is. No, again, I'm sorry I said that.
Careful with the 6, 7s.
Sorry about that. But it also is Kaya Smith, though. I mean, it's just a loaded group of Sooners.
And Williams going to be called for that foul, sending Holman to the deck, and Holman will shoot 2.
Chad, you have not heard me say this season. This is the first time I'm going to say it with you and I together. But in transition, guess what? If you're the Trojans, you can run back and guard whoever you're guarding. But you know what scores? The ball.
Yeah.
You don't stop the ball or pick the ball up. The ball scores in transition. You have to stop the basketball.
But is that the thing with Oklahoma? You're so worried about getting back that you got to get back and locate the ball as well. And you fail to do that second thing a lot of times.
Well, I mean, this is the adage. In transition defense, you sprint back, protect the basket, stop the basketball, then match up strong to weak. That means the strong side. The ball's on the right side of the floor. You should load to the ball. Everyone should be on the right side.
That's a lot to remember when Oklahoma's advancing the ball in 4 seconds.
That is why I said earlier, you do not backpedal against the Sooners. You have to turn and sprint.
Chavez, not this time. It was a great pass by Sahara Williams.
It really was.
And out of bounds off of Brooklyn Stewart.
Great call, too, Chad. That little baseline drift pass, and Sahara knew it, just whipped it right there on the money as well.
She is second on this Oklahoma club in assists. Is Sahara Williams. She's over there having a breather right now, but she's averaging 14 points, 9.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists per game. She's one of 5 players nationally with that kind of an average. Chavez through the passing lane. And she is now at 12 points on the night.
I mean, and they came so quickly, though. That spurt ability, right? It was just a quick flurry. And a lot of it is being created off of defense. And that is something that she is doing at a high clip where she gets 1.5 steals per game.
7:20 to go before halftime. That one knocked away as Cotto tumbles to the floor. The Sooners going to take advantage. Lofton missed. Stewart tips that ball. And as they sprawl out of bounds, it is off of Little Rock as it went off of Jordan Holman.
Brooklyn Stewart, I mean, you said nose for the ball. Brooklyn Stewart is always around the basketball. And again, shooting the gap right there. DCO, defense creating offense. Right foot, right hand finish. Aaliyah Chavez playing like, I mean, at a high level right now. And the spurtability is unbelievable in Eastern Shore.
3 down for Cotto once again. What a start that she is off to. She's been the offense. That's her 3rd made 3.
Yeah, Maya Cotto playing well, but don't blink until those 4 seconds later. I look down to check the stat sheet, and I look up, and Brooklyn Stewart's making a layup, Chad. Doesn't take long when you wear the Sooners.
Jenny Baranczyk said her gifts are unique, and one of them is end-to-end speed in about a 6'3" package.
Irk shot a Steph Curry. I'm talking maybe let me call it Caitlin Clark range right there.
No doubt. Chavez to the rim for 2 more. And the Sooners running away from Little Rock here midway through period 2.
Running being the key word right there, Chad. So strong in transition. Their transition offense is as good or better, probably better than any team in the country.
25-point advantage. And Little Rock just trying to find a way to slow them down. One way is to try to hold the ball, but that's become difficult. Holman lines up a 3. A little bit strong. Good box out down there by Stewart. And Lofton comes the other way.
Well, Chad, it's hard to hold the ball because Kaya Smith, Brooklyn Stewart, Keziah Lofton, and not to mention Aaliyah Chavez, who is unbelievable on the defensive end as well with her activity.
Timeout taken by Little Rock as Salgado had come up with the possession. And I think Steve Weedower from the bench was able to call a TO. But Oklahoma's up 25 with 5.5 to play before halftime at the Lloyd Noble Center.
And again, you're right. It's kind of like being at a coach's clinic. It all sounds good until that's the old Mike Tyson adage, right? Everyone has a plan until you get punched right in the face. And that's what happens when you play these Sooners. That transition punches you right in the face, Chad.
And that's something that opposing coaches over the years have talked to us about playing these Jenny Baranczyk teams is you can try to prepare for it. You can try to simulate it in a practice or in a walkthrough before the game. But until you get on the court with it, it's hard to realize what you're dealing with.
It truly is. It truly is. And you know it's coming.
Yep. Little Rock looking for some offense other than Cotto, who's got 11 of the 20 points. And she misfires there. Nice retrieval in there, but Salgado couldn't finish the play. And here come the Sooners again. And remember, they're the top rebounding team in the country as well, so they can start this.
And you know what? To run, you have to rebound.
How about Keziah Lofton knocking down her first 3 of the night, her 2nd of the season?
Well, and you know what? Her technique, her form, everything looks clean. She's just a freshman. And what happens is you have to see one go in. And usually after that one goes in, Chad, that basket gets a little bigger.
Look at what we've seen so far from Kaya Smith the last 2 games.
It's so true.
Beers with the bump on Holman as she tried to make a trip down the paint. That'll be a foul on Reagan Beers. This is a 7-0 run for Oklahoma to lead now by 28.
Chad, you said something too, talking to Jenny. And with Kaya Smith, she learned a lot by watching because, you know, she didn't play big minutes last season. So she's not technically a freshman, but her minutes-wise and, you know, game minutes are that of a freshman. So she is, that's why you can see her growing. The more she plays, the better she gets.
She's now played about a full season as far as number of games in the 2 seasons combined. Beers rebounds the free throw missed by Jordan Holman. Holman mentioned the 2nd leading scorer in the Ohio Valley, averaging 19 a game. She has 5 so far tonight. Burhill's trying to back cut there. It winds up in the hands of Reagan Beers, and she'll wind up at the free throw line. And I mean, bodies crashing hard. It looks like Salgado's okay.
That's called being in the right place at the right time by Reagan Beers. And sometimes the ball will find you off that deflection. Chad, at the bottom of the backboard, goes right to the softest hands in this arena right there, wearing number 15, Reagan Beers.
That's the thing about her game. She provides the physical presence, but the soft hands to catch just about anything that you throw her way.
Her hands are just so soft. And that was a really good job. We'll take a peek at that again, that high low that the Sooners run. The Trojans had a plan, and we'll talk about how they were sandwiched in the post later.
So Reagan Beers has 4 rebounds tonight, now has 1,000 for her collegiate career. Yeah, 1,000. You looked at, you double looked over here at me, partner.
That's yes.
1,000.
Chad, that's I don't know if people at home realize that's crazy. That's a lot of rebounds.
And guess what? You just got another one.
Yeah.
1,001. What a lead pass that is. And Lofton couldn't finish it. Verhulst with a great look. But then after she missed, Lofton forces the held ball with Teamer. The possession arrow stays this way with Oklahoma.
You know what? I love the fact that Peyton Verhulst just smiled, and she went up and gave Keziah Lofton a high five, because Keziah Lofton was tapping her chest saying, my bad, my fault, I missed that layup, because it was a spectacular pass. And I'll be honest, I wasn't sure it was going to get there, and the fact that it was completed was very impressive.
Verhulst, the confidence to throw a pass like that. Confidence in her teammates. Verhulst lines up a three. Skips across, no good. And a foul on Reagan Beers on the rebound as she gets tangled up with Lydia Belmonte Hurtado. Zaya Van is back in. Look out. She's got 9 points, couple of steals, 2 rebounds, and an assist.
It's just stat stuff in it.
So, yeah, Pooh, let's look at the freshmen and sophomores. Okay, Chavez, freshman, has 14. Smith, sophomore, has 8. And Van, sophomore, has 9. Oklahoma putting up these points, and about 30 of them have come from freshmen and sophomores.
Yeah, big things from a young crew right now, wearing that cream. I guess that's not for the crimson and cream. So wearing the, I'm gonna go ahead and call it white tonight. Wearing the white unis. Those Sooners, they are loaded up with young talent, Chad. And you just said it. You just mentioned the freshmen and sophomores, and we didn't even talk about Reagan Beers and All-American, Peyton Verhulst. Second team All-SEC. Sahara Williams playing as well or better than anyone on this roster. And think about that. That's scary. Short clock.
Tough to get one up here, but Lester's going to have to, and it works out as Lester knocks it down.
She loves that little baseline 15, 16-foot range right there. It's what Ashley Lester can do.
Reagan Beers for 3. She can hit that. She made 12 last year from downtown. That's her 3rd here in 2025-26.
High and soft, and shot it with a lot of confidence.
That's the thing. She thinks it's going in.
That's the first step, Chad. That's the biggest part of it.
I knew it was not. And that was a problem. Late shot clock again. Squaring up at the foul line. Smitherman off the mark. And Beers grabs another rebound. 10 points and 6 rebounds for Reagan Beers. Culleton feeds Beers, and she's got 2 more. Nothing Little Rock can do about that.
Well, and the funny thing about it is Beatrice Culleton's defender is, you heard me talk about sandwiching. She's supposed to be sitting. She always trying to set in Reagan Beers' lap, but you get caught in no man's land. And what she wasn't pressuring. He wasn't in Reagan's lap. That's what's going to end up happening if you don't execute your game plan.
10 to shoot as Smitherman squares up. Good ball movement. A 3 by Teamer. No good. And Kaya Smith handles it up court. She
Nice.
finds a lane, and she finds 2 more points. She's got 10 now.
Did you see how fast? I mean, that was that little hesitation, Chad. She went from gear 3 to gear 5. She skipped 4 and was right at the rim shooting that layup. That was a big-time hesitation and exploding out of that hesitation for a layup.
3 Sooners in double figures. They got 57 in the opening half, and they're looking for more right here.
Again, remember, Chad, the Trojans give up 60 on average per game.
And the Sooners well on the way to 60. They got 59 as Zaya Van has 11 now. The 4th Sooner in double figures in the first half.
Smooth is Zaya Van, Chad. She is like one of those old school sweatsuits. Remember those smooth sweatsuits?
Yeah, kind of velvety velour type.
Velour.
Yes, sir.
That's what I was going for, Chad.
Those are going to make a comeback. I got a couple in the closet for those days.
That is Zaya Van's game.
Vintage.
She's your sweatsuit, Chad.
She's vintage. That one a little bit off the mark. That's her first miss of the night, but no problem when you got Reagan Beers.
Boy, Chad, you know what she did after missing it? She got an offensive rebound and an assist right afterwards. How about that? She's just stat stuffing tonight.
About 5 seconds difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Belmonte Hurtado trying to go to work, and a held ball forced by Kaya Smith. Possession arrow stays here with the Trojans.
Reagan Beers said, you guys talking all this stuff about freshmen and sophomores. Don't forget about the All-American now. I'm going to step outside and show you what I can do, and then I'm going to come back to my wheelhouse and show you why I have 14 points and 6 boards right now. Hey, and it's not even halftime.
She won gold with Jenny Baranczyk on the staff with Team USA over the summer at the FIBA AmeriCup. Great experience for Reagan Beers, playing with the best players in the country, of which she is one.
Yes, she is, and she proves it night in and night out in Lloyd Noble here or wherever these Sooners are playing.
That was a crunching screen set by Holman. And this is a two-way street, though. The person that is having the screen set for them, Pooh, you've taught me over the years, it's a two-way street, right?
Two-way street, Chad. You have to have patience coming off that ball screen. You let that person handling the ball or that ball screener get set. Takes two to tango. Two-way street. If you don't have patience, that's what happens. Short clock.
Verhulst off the mark at the buzzer. But a complete first half for Oklahoma. The Sooners force 11 turnovers, hold Little Rock to 22% shooting, and pile up 61 points.
Chad, just a thing. I mean, this was a thing of beauty. I mean, you couldn't, if you're Jenny Baranczyk, you couldn't ask for anything more. Their defense has been spectacular, holding the Trojans to 22%. Their offense is 65%, Chad, and it's been by committee. DCO, defense creating offense. Wow, what a half. They give a jolt on the defensive end too, and there's a reason that Little Rock is shooting 22% from the field. It's just unbelievable the shot of energy that group brings to this Sooner team.
For Little Rock, much of the story, much of the offensive damage was done by Maya Cotto, the double transfer from Southwest Christian College and Murray State College. She can really shoot it. That was evident as she made 3 of 4 from three-point range in the opening half.
Maya Cotto is the Little Rock Trojan offense, Chad. She has 11 of the 23 points right now, most of them from distance. She's been on the offensive glass. She is playing with a ton of confidence right now.
See our game summary to this point. Aaliyah Chavez, good opening half, 6 of 8 from the field, had a couple of steals. Reagan Beers approaching a double-double already. She went over 1,000 career rebounds in the first half tonight. Sooner basketball to start half number 2. Sahara Williams takes off right to the bucket. Beers retrieves and scores again.
A little something to pay attention to, Chad, and this is why Jenny's a good coach. Sahara had 0 field goal attempts in that first half, so right out of the half, ATO after timeout, they run a little quick hitter to go elbow-to-elbow ball screen, 5-4, and let Sahara get it in her right hand. Didn't finish it, but just that's coaching right there. Little things that you notice. You know your team, you know your flow. She tried to get Sahara a nice look to start the half.
You know the points will come, but Sahara Williams so good this year on the boards and in the assist category as well. And Zaya Van has been great from everywhere so far tonight. 14, and that's her second made 3.
Zaya Van starting this half exactly as she did the first half, making plays.
And Beers comes up with another steal. Quick counterattack, but that pass skips off the hand of Peyton Verhulst.
And this is one of those, if you're going to give it to me, I'm going to go ahead and take it. Zaya was 8 for 28 coming into the game from behind the arc, and she teed that one up and made her second one of the evening.
Lofton, Van, and also Kaya Smith tonight have made 5 of 6 threes combined between the 3 of them.
Just, I mean, what is not going for the Sooners right now?
Van just a little brief hesitation to get herself open. Now Beers the back down, and big collision there between Beers and Salgado. Salgado's holding her face as she heads down court here for the Trojans. Little Rock not going to try to speed things up at all.
No, they want to get it side to side, want to get it to the third, fourth side of the floor before they even think about shooting. They just want to limit the possessions, Chad.
10-footer that splashes home for Blessing Teamer. Nope, Destiny Salgado, beg your pardon.
A little turn and face in the post right there. Used her speed against Reagan Beers, but Well, when Reagan starts swiveling and getting you in that post right there, you are at her mercy, Chad.
That foul is on Salgado. That's her first. This is a place that Jenny Baranczyk's teams usually excel. Want to see the improvement on these baseline out-of-bounds plays. How's that for improvement? Throw it to Reagan Beers and let her get two.
That is good offense, Chad. Anytime you're in trouble, throw it to number 15. She'll bail you out. She will put it in the basket. We talked to Jenny about that. We talked the other day, Chad. Those are like special teams in football. That's what those baseline out-of-bounds plays are.
Nice drop step there to get to the foul line by Jordan Holman.
Here's Reagan right here, a little drop step, spin. She kind of got herself off balance. I think the Little Rock bench was calling for a travel, but after watching it that time, initially I thought it might have been a little something, but I'm going to put the stamp on that. That was clean.
I just think it's that play that you see where players, you basically do get an extra step these days.
We've had this talk, Chad.
Yep. So Holman has had a tough night. Second in the Ohio Valley in scoring at 19 a game. She has 5, just 1 field goal.
0 for 4 behind the arc. A lot of those have been like termination. When I say termination, Chad, that is end of shot clock shots. And here we go. Let's see what we have going. Looks like some blood on the floor.
Yes, we do. And Oklahoma trainer Brittany Beaver's going to come out and get that taken care of.
It is destiny. Salgado, you said that earlier when she grabbed her face, probably has a bloody nose.
And now it looks like they've got some cotton up in the nose for Salgado to stem the bleeding.
Put Brittany to work here. Get a little TV time for Brittany.
It is physical. You can see the eyes watering as well. It's tough when you get a shot there.
You know what? I love it, though, that guess what? She didn't even check out of the game, though. I mean, give Destiny Salgado. I mean, I wouldn't want to bang in the post right there and try to defend Reagan Beers. Are you kidding me, Chad? Destiny Salgado out here. I mean, you said it when it happened that she was grabbing her nose in her face area. And quick timeout, put me right back in. I'm ready to go.
You know, the first thing Steve Weedor said, always ask, what keys? What do you want to see from your team? He said, play with toughness and do the little things. Toughness has been there tonight. Look at her come around the backside, and Salgado just swats that one away from Beers inside.
Love the energy. Love. Destiny Salgado, young sophomore player, Chad, transferred from Iona. Bring some toughness to the floor.
Still young and learning the game. Only played 18 games last year. It's going to be an offensive foul against the Sooners, and we will go the other way. Turnover number 8 against Oklahoma. Call that on Chavez. Looking for some rhythm here in half number 2. Both ways, it feels like.
Yeah, it's still, you're right. First half, Sooners came out on fire, and give the Trojans credit.
Payne, no. Long outlet from Beers to Chavez for the pull-up runner, and it's good.
She is so good in transition. She can pull up, stop and pop from behind the arc. We've seen her do that tonight, and she just gets that ball in her left hand and just rhythms up 1-2 on balance, equal push. Looks simple, Chad. Simple is good. I say that all the time. Everyone tries to make the game harder than it has to be. Simple is a good thing.
Unable to complete the play that time. Holman, just been that kind of a night so far for her.
Very good move, too, with the straight line drive by Jordan Holman.
Another open look that is down for Zaya Van.
What is she not doing tonight? Zaya Van is, she is always that 5th person that gets mentioned. But again, as Jenny said, Chad, look at that. Another block, back-to-back blocks by Zaya Van. She has her fingerprints all over this game.
10 to shoot after the reset there for the Trojans. Shot clock never reset. And physically, Williams going at it with Salgado. It's out of bounds off of Williams. It'll stay here.
Talked about back-to-back blocks, and those aren't easy, Chad. Zaya Van started in the paint, ran out and blocked a 3, which led to that stop and pop. DCO, defense creating offense, and this was a help side defender by Zaya Van coming across And again, here's Aaliyah, who's very active. She likes that right foot, right hand finish.
Third steal of the night for Chavez, and she now has 18 points.
You play these Sooners, Chad. I mean, it comes in waves.
Chavez has 3 games of 29+ points this season, including 33 against North Carolina State. She's well on her way to one of those types of nights. Pull up jumper in and out for Lester. Tough roll. Here's Williams in attack mode.
Lester likes that pull up, especially going to her right.
Peyton Verhulst drains the triple. That's her first made 3 of the night.
Well, you and I talked about this, Chad, just now early in this half. I mean, just Peyton Verhulst is a second-team All-SEC player for a reason. She does it all for these Sooners, and when one goes in, look for her to get another one fairly quickly, and don't be surprised if it finds the bottom of the net as well, Chad.
Verhulst knocks that pass out of bounds. So here come the youngsters back in. Jenny Baranczyk substitutes 4 new ones, leaves Sahara Williams out there.
You talk about instant offense. This is the instant defensive lineup, Chad. They come in and give the Sooners such a jolt on the defensive end, which usually leads to transition baskets for the Sooners.
3 to shoot. That one angled up to the rim by Lester, but off the mark. And Stewart streaks ahead of the pack, scores 2 more.
Again, DCO, defense creating offense right there. That's what this lineup comes in to do. They give the Sooners a jolt of energy on the defensive end, and a lot of baskets will come out of transition.
This is a 12-0 run. Kaya Smith with the steal, looking for more for the Sooners. Williams bangs her way into the bucket, and Sahara Williams able to score her first field goal of the night.
And Sahara will be the focal point on the offensive end with this lineup, Chad, with Kaya, Keziah, Brooklyn, Beatrice. You're going to see number 6, Sahara Williams, take charge on the offensive end.
Monte Otado got a screen, rolls it inside to McVeigh, who misses. 5 rebounds now for Williams. And that one kicked by Coxford. Timeout. Sooners in control, lead 82-26, Pooh.
And this is Sahara. You said it was her first field goal, Chad. She says, you know what? I'm going to play a little bully ball right here and get myself on the board.
The night offense has been, as has typically been the case for the Sooners, but their defense has made great strides here over about the last 3 weeks, Pooh. They are really playing good on that end of the floor.
They truly are, Chad. In prep for the game, just looking through, I like to check the NCAA stats, and you look at the Sooners being 8th in the nation in defensive field goal percentage, and they are doing nothing to hurt that so far this evening, limiting the Trojans to 20%.
Stewart comes from behind and fouls Daniels, who was trying to break away for the bucket as the Sooners had Keziah Lofton fall on her way back. Went off Keziah's foot, it looked like.
It did. The ball literally hit Keziah's left foot.
And so I think that's what tripped her up.
That is what made her fall. You don't see that I don't know if I've ever seen that, by the way.
And I think they may be headed over to have a second look at this foul coming from behind against Brooklyn Stewart.
Oh, it was nothing malicious. It was a hustle play that was a foul, but I'd be interested to take another peek and see if sometimes when you start getting above the shoulders, they start to go and take a peek.
A common foul against Oklahoma. The play is under review.
Katie Lukanich, one of our 3 officials tonight, having a look. So we'll see if there's an upgrade on this. Little Rock over there, and Steve Weedor, his second season as head coach, looking for some offensive answers tonight. Have a resolution of the official review when we return to the Lloyd Noble Center. Adjudicated, no upgrade to the common foul that was called against Oklahoma's Brooklyn Stewart. It'll just be 2 free throws. Take one more look at it, Pooh.
Again, she just came in, and I said it live. It was nothing malicious about it. But again, I get it. You go and check, because anytime you start to get above the shoulders, you can go and take a look at it, which is why they did it. Let's shoot the 2 and we play on, Chad.
Yeah, sometimes it's about physics. Did you have physics at the University of Tulsa, Pooh?
I think I passed a physics class
Wow.
once upon a time.
I was not bold enough to take one. So you're 2 up on me. But it's the velocity with which 2 players are moving, and then there's a little bit of a collision. There's some sort of physics formula I'm sure that you had to deal with involved.
And you know the scary thing is, Chad? I don't remember any of it. Total transparency right here tonight. You know what? Something over the break, I took a look at it. I asked those at home right now what they thought the Sooners were shooting from the field in this third quarter. I don't think anyone would get it right because it surprised me. I looked at the stat sheet. Sooners are 9 for 11 from the field, Chad. They're shooting 82%.
So the lane violation against Oklahoma's Sahara Williams resulting in the pair of free throws for Daniels.
Back-to-back turnovers, too, by the Sooners. So last 2 possessions have resulted in turnovers.
Payne knocks down a 3. Her first 3-point make and first field goal of the night for Elena Payne. Double transfer.
Capable, man. Morgan State transfer. She's capable. Little Texas ties. McLennan Community College, Chad, down in Waco. Another turnover.
That's 3 in a row for Oklahoma. And Payne back the other way once again. Nice back cut.
We got on the steps.
But a travel.
Yep, they got Coxford on the steps. She got a little excited.
Didn't quite have the steps in order there. She's going back through mimicking, saying, what did I do?
It was a great cut, though. She read it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It was close. She's probably saying, I think I saw somebody get away with that earlier.
An Oklahoma turnover once again. That's 4 straight turnovers.
That is not going to make Jenny Baranczyk very happy.
And a foul there on Culleton that is going to send Payne to the foul line. Chavez returns. And Oklahoma maybe going to get a little more stability at the point guard spot here.
And you're talking, you and I talked about this. You have freshman, sophomore, senior. So,
Yes.
I mean, you have a lot of young Sooners out there on the floor right now. And that has been a good thing this evening. They've played very, very well, to say the least.
So Chavez back out there now. Stewart, that's a long 2. And pulled down by Holman. You see this recruiting class ranked number 8 with Stewart, Lofton, and Chavez.
And they're all 3 on the floor right now together.
Stewart swats at that one, and Smith has the rebound.
You know what? That's like a quarterback passing to a receiver right there. You got to put it up a little bit, let him run under that. And Brooklyn Stewart, it's probably one of the fastest Sooners on this team, and that's saying something for a 6'3" post player. I shouldn't call her post because she's as fast. She's a forward, let's just say. So a 6'3" forward. You just put it up and let her run under that, and she would lay that thing in. But that time, Kaya threw the fastball. Should have probably thrown the changeup.
Put a little air under the ball,
Put a little air.
as they say. Oklahoma headed to the college football playoff a week from tomorrow, as a matter of fact, to take on Alabama. Reagan Beers back in there and immediately going right back to work.
And you said something in the open chat, Aaliyah Chavez right there. That's a seasoned, heady play. It was simple. But you know you have an All-American down there in the post that is hard to stop for anyone. Let her get settled and put it up and into it.
What a beautiful little spin, drop step combination there by Salgado.
I like Destiny Salgado, Chad. She is a good player. This Iona transfer. Uh-oh.
Takes a shot there from Beers, and Salgado goes down. She has had a rough night collision-wise. That's 4 on Beers.
Well, Chad, and let me say this. Reagan Beers coming into tonight had 15 assists and 12 turnovers. And you and I have talked about this where, I mean, that goes against her, and they ring her up for a turnover with that foul. And she's still in right now, though.
And Verhulst returns as well. So 4 on Beers, but she stays out there with 1:30 to play in the third. Oklahoma is also over the foul limit. Beers picks off that pass. Sooners now with 12 steals on the night. Zaya Van with another bucket. She is 7 of 8 from the field, a career-high 19 points.
Did you see how smooth? I mean, she caught that ball, jump stop, took 1 pound dribble to her left, on balance, and just, I mean, she is playing at such a smooth pace right now.
She's like a high-powered sports car, and she's got the ability to shift up and shift down quickly.
That was easy. The way she went right to left, on balance, off 2 feet, and just splashed the bottom of that net.
Foul off the basketball. They'll get this one on Blessing Teamer. Getting a little too physical with Smith. And that is only 2 fouls against Little Rock here in the third, so no free throws coming Oklahoma's way. Under a minute to go. Smith attacks, rolls off the rim, but right to Beers, who deposits it right back through. She's 1 rebound shy of a double-double.
Which is what she does. She is a walking double-double, night in, night out, 17 and 10, and she gets that in her sleep, Chad.
She's got 52 career double-doubles and 7 in 10 games this year. This would be a 20-point double-double, and it would be the 6th time this year she will have done that, if she gets another rebound. She does not get that rebound, and it's put through by Salgado.
Brenna Burke right there kind of lost her footing, and Destiny Salgado right there to pick up the loose change and deposit.
Sooners play for the final shot here to close out the third.
Little Rock, plenty of fouls to give. Don't think they're going to do any of that. Nice little flare screen.
Verhulst, no. There's Beers with the double-double and finishes before the buzzer sounds. 20-point double-double for the All-American Reagan Beers.
Why not, Chad? Why not?
22 and 10 and making it look easy. Reagan Beers, the All-American, has the Sooners in control headed to the fourth. A draft pick. What a great staff, and so nice, Poop. You know this firsthand because you played for and coached under Tubby Smith back in your playing days, but how special it is and how handy it is to have all the knowledge there on staff with you.
Well, it's just who better that, you know, knows the values and the culture and knows the things that you want your program to be about. Who knows better than someone that played in your program, and so I was lucky enough to, again, like you said, play and coach for Coach Tubby Smith, played and coached for Coach Sean Finney, and then I also coached with people that were assistant coaches with Coach Tubby Smith as well before he became a head coach. So it is a family affair when you start talking college hoops, Chad.
And once again, the mentorship. Joe Foley is really, he's the tie that binds for them. Such a good run that he had as the head coach. And Steve Weeder are grateful for the mentorship that he provided over those many, many years. But he said when you change seats, it's obviously a different world.
It's just a few inches over, too, right? Just a few, maybe a foot over, Chad, 2 or 3 feet over. And next thing you know, life changes. He's doing a good job, though, putting together a lineup and a group that will be able to compete when conference play begins.
And it begins Tuesday, in fact. Ohio Valley play at Morehead State. They will open up.
And I'll tell you what, when I say putting a good group together, this is a great start right here with Jordan Holman, who the do-it-all player right here for these Trojans. And the Sooners, give them credit, though, because they've done an excellent job defending her this evening and just making life really tough for her to get going.
Averaging 19 a game, second most in the Ohio Valley, has only 6 tonight. There will be much better nights in conference play for her, no doubt. Under 20 to shoot here for the Trojans. They're excited about Elena Payne's senior campaign, the double transfer, her second season at Little Rock.
Short clock. Let's see if Holman gets it up.
Tolan right with her. She was able to squeeze through a double team there, and now only 1 to shoot. They say that went off of a Sooner.
She is so fast, though, with that basketball in her hands. A little left to right, right to left cross and straight line, and great job by the Sooners right there.
Able to force turnover number 19 on the shot clock violation against Little Rock.
Chad, I'm sorry to cut you off, though, but again, you talked about this Sooners love that give and go.
Beautiful basketball. Into Beers, back to Chavez, and she's got 20.
Teams have only been scoring 60 points per game against Little Rock, and a lot of that is how Little Rock controls the tempo by playing those long possessions and shortening the basketball game. But again, we talked about the Sooners trying to create offense with their defense, and they've done an excellent job of that tonight. As I say that, there's Kaya Smith digging in.
Spin and score for Holman, and a foul. She'll have a chance at the old-fashioned three-point play.
Chad, you said it. Jordan Holman is going to have better days, and that time she had great patience. I talk about it all the time, Chad, that you can pause for poise in the post, and that time she had herself settled. One spin, two spin, another pivot, made her way to the line where she shoots 6.5 free throws per game.
Steve Wiedor said, I've been here 20 years, and we've not had many like Jordan Holman. High jumper, and also participated in gymnastics when she was younger. Competitive gymnast. And so we said, she turned cartwheels and backflips, and he said, I better not see it. We're not going to let that happen. And she was also a state champion high jumper. This was in Oklahoma, Hugo High School down in southeastern Oklahoma.
Hugo, right next to Paris, Texas, right there.
That's right.
Is my geography correct?
It's a little ways away from Paris. It's, we're talking about 30 miles or so, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's all right. We're speaking the same language,
yeah.
Chad. Chad, across the border. Got to get across the border there on the Indian Nation Turnpike.
That's
down
right.
That way.
I know that.
I've been down there a few times in my day.
Reagan Beers a little off the mark with that one, but 9 of 11 from the floor tonight, and with 24 points and 11 rebounds for Beers.
Fairly efficient evening, I would say.
Coxford is off the mark with that. Elena Payne chases down the miss. A reset here for the Trojans with 8 minutes to go. McVeigh spins and fires. And Brooklyn Stewart corrals the miss. Look at Beers run end to end. She was in place to catch that pass and score before it was batted out by McVeigh.
That was a great rim run right there by Reagan Beers and Emma Tolan. You got to get that ball. You talked about getting it up. That one you got to put some sauce, a little spice on to make sure you get it in her hands and let her finish. And what did you say? If she was 9 for 12, you got to make her 10 for 13 if you get that ball to her.
Oh, I think that was, inevitable.
She was going to be 10 for 13 from the field had that pass been completed.
Tolan squeezes off a corner three, rims out. Smith so active. Kept that alive for Lofton, but her shot is blocked in there by Cotto. And taken away. Here comes Cotto. Pulled up three. Burke, no. I would not want to adjudicate this one. That's close over there on the sideline.
That was great effort right there by Reagan Beers, though. I mean, long shots produce long rebounds. And Reagan, who does a lot of most of her work in the paint there, she chased that thing all the way out to behind the three-point line in the right corner. Big-time effort right there by the All-American.
She has worked so hard. Mobility is improved, and that has led to a great start for a player who's already an All-American. She's already made one of these tonight. That one off the mark. And a foul on Kaya Smith up to defend Burke. That's foul number 2 on Smith, who's got a 10.4 rebound night going. 3 fouls against the Sooners here in the final frame.
Yeah.
And there's another Sooner foul. Stewart got a piece of it, but she followed through on the arm, it appeared, of Smitherman.
Brooklyn Stewart is so good, Chad, that, you tell your players, do your work early, right, in the post. Brooklyn allowed Smitherman to flash right in front of her and face cut, which you want to try to put an arm bar and be arm bar ready and three-quarter and push her up a little higher and not let her face cut you, then catch it, then start to play defense. And guess what, though? Brooklyn's so good that all her life, she's been able to do that. And you know what? 9 out of 10 times she still would block the shot or force a tough shot. And those are the things that freshmen learn. And she's still in the learning process, Chad, but that's kind of a new one for her.
Tolan able to throw this one off the leg of Burke. Just love all the combinations Jenny Baranczyk's able to throw out there. I don't know that we have seen this one, at least in games we have done this year. With Beers out there, you got Tolan, Smith, you got 3 freshmen, a sophomore, and Reagan Beers for Oklahoma.
You are right, Chad. I'm just replaying in my mind right here. We've done a few of these, and I don't think we've seen this lineup together.
Lester rinses the corner 3 for Little Rock.
Ashley Lester stepping up. 7 of the 12 shots coming into tonight's game have been from behind that arc. She is capable. But tonight she's done a lot of work in that mid-range area. The Sooners have kind of forced her into that.
They back off Beers. Missed it, but Stewart rebounds and is fouled.
She is always around the basketball. She has a nose for the ball, Chad. You mentioned Coach Tubby Smith earlier. He may be the first person I heard say that. You smell the ball, have a nose for the ball. And I was thinking, like, smell the ball? I'm sure it doesn't smell very well, Coach. I think Brooklyn Stewart can tell us how that ball smells, Chad.
It smells like a basket when she gets her hands on it.
It really does.
She's over there getting a breather, and she's a natural communicator. Jenny Baranczyk has talked about it. You get to know people faster, which it really makes the growth of a team faster. When you talk, sounds simple.
Well, it's funny you say that. That's the second one that we've seen tonight by Keziah Lofton. She's done everything but finish. That speed and athleticism gets her to the rim. I always say it, Chad, higher and softer, and they tend to fall.
18 to shoot for the Sooners. Long ago put this one away. This is the largest lead of the night. That one stripped away, and we go back the other way. Beg your pardon, largest lead was 56. This is at 49. Baseline jumper, Smitherman, no. And Beers clears another one. 15 rebounds to go with 24 points.
I mean, and usually I'd say wow, but with her, Chad, you just kind of become numb to these kind of numbers, which is crazy to say.
Make it 26. Oklahoma up to now 19 assists on the night.
And Chad, the Sooners, I'd say right here is Emma Tolan kind of blows up this dribble handoff, gets out in the passing lane.
And scores the other way.
Emma Tolan does a lot of her work. Most of her shots are from behind the three-point arc, but natural in transition right there with that finish.
Halfway through the fourth. Sooners 4 away from 100. Beers able to get a piece of that shot by Salgado. Here comes Tolan. Kai Smith.
Kai thought, why not? You're not going to guard me. I'm going to let one fly.
That's her first miss from downtown. She's made 2 tonight. Sooners 9 of 20 from the three-point line. Zaya Van has made all 3 of her tries. She's got a career-high 19 points, but her night is likely done over there on Jenny Baranczyk's bench. 5 to shoot as Burke pulls the trigger. And here comes Emma Tolan. Beatrice Culleton. Back to Tolan. 3-ball.
Kai Smith, such an athlete, Chad.
Goodness, she's got 2 more.
Such an athlete, Chad. And you know the funny thing about that? The hardest person to box out is that running start. Chad, we've talked all night about defense creating offense, and Emma Tolan says, I see this all the time. I'm going to get involved in the action. A little inside-out step, draws the contact. Basket, look at the bench. You know your team, Aaliyah Chavez, just loving it.
Harris is number honored in the rafters at the Lloyd Noble Center. And amongst freshmen in Sooner history as well, you're talking about an incredible freshman year that Taylor Robertson had back playing for Sherry Cole.
Taylor Splash Robinson shooting at a big rim any given night as she stepped on the floor. Shooting with crazy range. Taylor Robinson, you mean, Chad?
Oh, she was good now. Shot clock is at 3. Nice little step through and splash for Elena Payne.
Nice job on the handoff, and I think they caught the Sooners off guard with Payne on the split. She just kind of ducked her head and got lower, and they always say the low player wins, and that time Elena Payne was the lower.
Stewart. This one volleyballed right back to Stewart. She scores.
Right spot, right time, Chad. Brooklyn Stewart always around the basketball.
Oklahoma hits the century mark for the 5th time in 6 games. And 5 games with 100+ ties a program record.
Well, Brooklyn Stewart had 10 points in 18 minutes in the last outing against Maryland Eastern Shore. And right now she's sitting at 9 points, Chad. Don't be surprised if she cracks double digits.
Under 3 minutes to go. And there's a whistle and a foul. So we're talking about Aaliyah Chavez and some of the all-time best Oklahoma freshmen. Taylor Robertson had that great year. 46 threes after 10 games. This is what they all did. Trey Young on his way to being National Freshman of the Year for Lon Kruger and the Oklahoma men. And look at those three-point rates for all of them, 36% or better.
That's nuts. And what was Taylor? She was like 46, 45%. While making nearly 5 threes per game through the first 10 games.
All-time three-point queen in women's college basketball, Taylor Robertson. Little Rock still battling away. Some valuable learning moments for them as well tonight.
Yeah, this, you know, like you just said, Chad, they're getting ready for the Ohio Valley, the OVC. That's what it all comes down to. You're not going to run into Aaliyah Chavez and Reagan Beers.
So for the Sooners, next up will be just up the road to the Paycom Center on Saturday. This is 2 games in 3 days. And Jenny Baranczyk talking about the opportunity to scout for 2 different opponents. Oklahoma State off to a very good start. Number 23 in the country. The first time that the Bedlam rivals are both ranked and playing each other since 2016. Ladies will play at 3 p.m. The men will open things. We saw Porter Moser here taking in the women's game tonight, but his men will be up first at noon against Steve Lutz's Oklahoma State Cowboys, and then the ladies take center stage at Paycom Center. That's going to be a fun one.
I got to make my way to Oklahoma City, man. I'm used to watching college football on Saturdays here lately, but I got to go watch a little Bedlam action. Both games should be very, very entertaining.
Oklahoma's got Dafa Sissoko, one of the other freshmen, into the lineup, and squeezing through for 2 goes Jordan Holman. She's into double figures tonight. And Stewart runs the floor. Could not pay it off, though.
Everything but in. After talking about that Bedlam women's game, my guy Tony Hurd, fellow Tulsa point guard from back in the Bill Self days, his daughter, one of the better players for the Cowgirls. He might be watching us tonight, scouting for Saturday. That should be a really, really good game. 2 good teams. I mean, obviously what Jenny's done right here with this group, unbelievable. You have a little SEC versus Big 12. You got a lot going on in that game, Chad.
And then following that for Oklahoma, I mean, you're almost right into conference play. They'll have North Carolina Central December the 22nd. Get about a 9-day break for Christmas. And then the 22nd, North Carolina Central. And Texas A&M in College Station to start things on January the 1st. As McVay lines up a couple here for Little Rock. But we were talking with Jenny Baranczyk. I said, what do you think of the league? And you just kind of marvel at what is going on in the SEC. 8 teams in the top 20. 5 are still unbeaten. And 11 teams either have 0 or 1 loss, including Oklahoma. You know,
the most losses of any team is 3, Chad. And those teams have 8 and 9 wins.
There's Sissoko shaking free for 2.
Great job by the big lefty freshman right there, using her body, going to that left-hand right shoulder and getting that basket.
So you've got 4 freshmen and Beatrice Culleton on the floor for Oklahoma right now. Sissoko able to nearly pick up that rebound. Out of the scramble comes Payne. Payne's going to reset it here. Three is a little bit strong out of the corner by Beaumonte Hurtado, and another reset here.
Oh, got the happy feet, Chad. Happy feet.
Dafa Sissoko, the native of Paris, France.
Great job using her body right there off that back screen. Got an angle. A really good job, too. That's what you work with post players, is going from the catch to the finish and getting it to the glass quick. And that time, Dafa did a great job.
Oh, Emma Tolan.
Everything but in.
Everything but in for the freshman. Shot clock is off. Game clock says 10 seconds left to 10-1 for Oklahoma. Their best start under Jenny Baranczyk. And it'll be 9 consecutive wins, tying the most under Coach Jenny Baranczyk. Convincing win, 103-48 tonight over the Trojans of Little Rock. The Sooners able to place 4 players in double figures, led by the 6th 20-point double-double of the year for Reagan Beers. And there we see what we're talking about. 9 straight wins, ties the longest that they have had under Jenny Baranczyk. And it's the 5th time in 6 games they've scored 100 points or more. Next up, Bedlam against Oklahoma State. That will be on Saturday at Paycom Center in Oklahoma City. Pooh, pretty complete and convincing win for the Sooners tonight.
Chad, I mean, shot 55%, held your opponent to 25% from the field. They had their usual in assist. I was just looking, 20. I mean, what did they not do, Chad? And it was by committee, which any given night, it can be 4 or 5 different.